Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello to you all. Hello to everybody enjoying maybe a Memorial Day weekend. Hello to kids that like to sleep late. And hopefully everybody's off to a good start here. We had some early tailgating friends in the chat. We had Kevin from Entropy and Comics. Good to see you, Kevin. We had the Grand Master himself. Nice to see you. We have Perry in the chat. Good morning, Perry. How's it going, man? We got Alec from Whitewell Comics. He saw a ton of people this last weekend over at MegaCon, so super jealous of that. Ignacio, what is going on? Hope you're off to a good weekend here. We got Dales of Suspense. What's going on? Hope everybody's getting their 3-day weekend. I know some people have to work through this 3-day weekend, so it's not the same for everybody. I understand, but it is a 3-day weekend around here for all of us school-related folk, including that one right there, and the big sister who is asleep still probably because she had a junior high dance last night. The main reason we're not talking about Stranger Things this morning is because Kate slept through the movie marathon or the show marathon we were going to do. We passed on it because, she had a dance. So she got all fancy and gussied up last night and went out and did her first, I guess it's her first official junior high dance.
It's basically a middle school prom.
Middle school prom. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Sure.
I like it.
Yeah. So we're not talking anything about Stranger Things, and the other big, I guess, show to drop this week was.
She looked really pretty.
No, not that one. Obi Wan Kenobi. The series launched last night as well. Haven't watched any of it. So I have a feeling over the next 3 days we will catch up on all that kind of goodness.
And then I can also do my work while you're watching. I can sit right next to you and just be like,
oh yeah, you got to finish typing your story, huh?
But I already crossed one of the things off.
Oh yeah?
Which was putting my pictures in.
So
the
now pictures
I
for your
two
story.
Things to do.
All right, so there's that. Ignacio says weekend. What is this weekend thing people keep talking about? Yeah, I get it.
What does he do?
He must work on the weekends. Or he's busy. What's up, Kachung? I thought you might like this one. I know Kachung is probably looking forward to the Kenobi show dropping. I'd love to hear if he got a chance to watch it, if he liked it.
I have the best shirt.
Mr. Comics 89 says he got his first viral video from when I hung out with him and debated the merits of Phoenix versus Green Lantern Hal Jordan and Jean Grey Phoenix. So congrats, man. That's awesome, brother. So I'm excited to hopefully come back around and argue somebody else in your next rounds that you're doing ahead. So awesome news, Matt. I saw you post that just this morning. Let's see. He says, haven't watched Kenobi yet, probably tonight. And we got to balance it out too, because I think there's 2 episodes of Kenobi.
And all the entire season.
And 6 or 7 Stranger Things episodes.
I think it was 6.
Okay. So we got to balance all that. So hopefully get some of that joy and fun in this weekend, along with anything else we want to try to get done, like projects that we're working on or houses that we're cleaning or gardening we're doing.
You could do 2 episodes a day, and one day we'll just have 4. So like 2 episodes for 2 days and then 4 on one day.
Is that the plan? Or you could do 3 and 2. Is this math? We're just like looking at options. So there you go. Ignacio says, I'm a comic artist and a dad of an 11-month-old. So his plate is constantly full. So there you go. Always something to hold and mess around with, right? That makes sense. Comic book wise, I have a small stack of books that I got this week, only 4 books. But I have a few from last week. I finally caught up on my reading from the last few weeks. I've only got 3 books or 4 books maybe left to read. So then I'll be all caught up on my new issues, but I had skipped it for a couple of weeks, which I never really do. So finally got caught up on that. So I'm ready for Wednesday because Whitewell Comics and I are going to look back at 2 months worth of books, talk a little bit about May, talk a little bit about April when we get together on Wednesday. As far as I know, Alec is ready to host that on Wednesday. We got the Soul Brother Kirk in the chat. How are things going, my man? I hope you're off to a good 3-day weekend. Pop is here. He says to my future middle school student and high school student and everybody else, good morning. Yeah, Charlie's going to be a middle schooler. Womp, womp.
All the other weirdos.
With all the other weirdos?
Yeah, middle school seems like it's the weirdest part of school.
Middle school is definitely strange. It is something
and everyone
different.
Forgets about it because it's the middle child.
That would be me. I'm the middle child. You're the little child.
Is it true that you get ignored, or that people forget that you're?
I don't think I was ever ignored. I don't think so.
Because everyone's it's like the middle child gets like people forget about the middle child, and that the little child gets the most attention and is never ignored or never left alone. Like, that's not true.
I think you might argue that there was special treatment for the firstborn, that they got all kinds of things for the first. And there might be special treatment for the baby, the little one. And sometimes the other one gets lost in the middle of it. But I don't necessarily feel like that happened in my family so much. I don't know. Bronze Page watched the TikTok we made the other day, Charlie. He says, I love the Cary Grant video with Charlie knowing all about him and his movies. We do like old movies. I've always liked old movies because of my dad. And there he is. He was a big old movies fan. And I grew up with John Wayne and James Stewart. And, there was a lot of that going on in my household. And so sometimes when I'm watching those movies, the girls watch them as well. And Charlie's been the one who's been most interested. Like, she loves all the old James Bond movies.
James Stewart was the one from that There's Little Shop Around the Corner, right?
Yeah, James Stewart, Little Shop Around the Corner,
him.
and It's a Wonderful Life.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, you should see some Humphrey Bogart movies. Charlie's pretty well versed in old black and white movies and seems to really enjoy them. Westerns and stuff, right? A little bit of everything. So, yeah.
That's cool.
What? We have no middle school in Australia. High school just starts at 7th grade. So there are schools in the US where they fluctuate middle school, and sometimes it's included as part of high school, and sometimes portions of it are included as part of elementary school. But it is a uniquely American thing, as far as I understand, as far as you having, primary school or elementary, and then middle, whether that's 2 years or 1 year or 3 year, and then high school separated.
My German friend said that in Germany, they don't have high school. So once you turn 15,
high school.
You could either you could go back to school and learn more, or you can just kind of get a job or something. You don't have to go to high school. It's not even really a thing. And
my friend Cody, when we finished 12th grade or senior year of high school, he went to Switzerland and did year number 13, because in Switzerland, they do a 13th year of school before college. So he went off to Switzerland for a year. That's what he did. So for high school. Pop-Up is a big fan of TCM, and HBO now owns Turner Classic Movies. So a lot of those old classic black and white movies are playing all the time on HBO, so we can stream them there a bunch. Charlie saw, what did we see? Maltese Falcon not too long ago with Humphrey Bogart, and that
was a good one.
Yeah. And what was the Cary Grant one that we watched that I mentioned? I've already forgotten. You've seen North by Northwest.
Was it? No, it wasn't To Catch a Thief, was it?
No, you've seen To Catch a Thief. It wasn't one of the Hitchcock ones. But anyways, it was fun. We've watched a few that way. And then shout out to Simon, who's often in our chat. Simon R. Sent us that old Sherlock Holmes set, the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes. And we've been watching some of those too, right? So those old classic British black and white Sherlock films.
I like that one where it was young Sherlock.
Oh, Young Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
That's the one I liked.
That was a different. That was not black and white.
No,
that one's a color. That's totally
so
different.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlie's been the old movie fan around here, and has been into those actors and directors and characters. It's been kind of fun.
Well, I'm not the best with actor names, which is why I was really surprised with that.
You went 3 for 3. You've done really well. Yeah.
I'm usually really bad with names.
We're gonna post the third one today, but spoiler: Charlie knew that one too. She got all 3, so she's done pretty well. And I've recorded 3 new ones for Kate that I'll edit and put together, and I drop them on my Instagram as well, so people can check them out over there. Charter schools are mixed too, as far as ages and the way they do middle school. Yeah. It's tricky. Different schools seem to do it different ways, and certainly different countries do it different ways as well. And in this area where I live, it's pretty common for middle school to go 6, 7, 8. So you do 1 through 5 in primary school, or K through 5. And then 6, 7, 8 is often the middle school, and then high school is 9, 10, 11, 12. But it's not always that way. There's definitely some flexibility to it for sure.
You graduate from high school just to go to more school.
This is true. Kachuk says, for me, I had what we called college in his city, and it was for years 11 and 12 of high school. So for me, high school was 7 through 10, and then college was 11 and 12. And then it was university after that. So there you go.
That's a lot of school.
It's a lot of school, but it's probably the same amount of years. It's just organized or called something different, right? Well, it's Old Wolf is in the chat, and Ariel's in the chat. Good morning to both of you. Ariel says, I think you would love Jimmy Stewart too. And you've seen a couple of James Stewart movies, right? You've seen the Shop Around the Corner, and you've seen It's a Wonderful Life. You haven't seen Harvey yet. I think you would love Harvey. That's a great one. He did a few Westerns you would like. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is a great one. I'm trying to think of the other James Stewart one. He did a few movies with Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, you saw Rear Window with him when he's in the wheelchair because he's got the full cast on his leg.
That's the guy from Shop from the
Shop Around the Corner. Yeah, same guy.
They said Shop of Horrors.
No, not Little Shop of Horrors. The Shop Around the Corner.
I heard Little Shop of Horrors.
So you haven't seen the Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. That's another good one where he becomes a senator and he goes to work in Washington, D.C. and is somewhat disillusioned by the quagmire that is politics. Harvey is a great one, and I remember my dad showing me that when I was in high school because I thought I had seen most of his best movies, and then he showed me that one, and I was like, God, there's no end to his great movies, you know.
I like him. Is he still alive?
Sadly, no. He did a voice for an animated movie toward the ends of his life called An American Tale about the little mouse Fievel, and he did the voice of the dog who's a sheriff or something like that. I can't remember. Ignacio says in Argentina, they currently have primary school up to 6th grade. So that would be elementary school, right? And then 6 years of secondary school. So high school would go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would be basically 2 schools, right? Same amount of years, but they're divided differently.
Do they have college?
Oh, yeah. College is always going to be after secondary school, right? Or high school. Desired Comics Nigel's in the chat. He says, healthy Saturday rising, folks. Good morning to you. Big Will's arrived. Good morning to Big Will. Hey, Simon R., we were just talking about you. I hope things are going well. We were discussing old movies because I know you have a love for old movies, and Charlie's got a big love for old movies, although she just disappeared. A lot of people mentioned the Philadelphia Story, which I want to say I started to show you, but we never finished it.
What was that? What happens in the beginning?
The Philadelphia Story is a Cary Grant movie where he's at the very beginning of the movie, he breaks up with his wife, Katharine Hepburn. And she's kind of spoiled and he's kind of rude to her. And then the movie takes place when she's about to get remarried. And James Stewart and his girlfriend play reporters who are going to the wedding.
Yep.
Do you know this one?
We finished it.
Oh, we did finish it. Okay.
Because in the end, he asks her, would you like to marry me? And then he's like, I don't think Liz, which is the reporter, would be okay with that. So he's like, oh, so then they go.
It's a funny love square, right? It's not a love triangle. It's like a love
Audrey
square.
Hepburn being in it.
Catherine, sorry. Did I say Audrey?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Katharine Hepburn.
Katharine.
is the main female character, the sort of one that both James Stewart and Cary Grant kind of like, but she ends up remarrying Cary Grant at the end. Spoiler alert for a movie that's really old. Yeah, C.K. Dexter Haven is his name. That's who Cary Grant plays. C.K. Dexter Haven. That's his character.
C.K. That's what call him.
Let's see. I was going to catch this one from Ariel. She says, I was staring at a bunch of old movies right now. Did you watch Arsenic and Old Lace? No, that was one that I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. So I don't know that I remember Arsenic and Old Lace really well. So that's one I got to see if HBO's got it. Because if HBO's got it, I might watch that one here soon too.
With
Of course. Does that sign language show me with?
Or together.
Okay.
You're together.
With and then me. There you go. Charlie does have a very good memory. You're right. Ignacio says it's that's the thing about liking old stuff, Charlie. Most of those creators are not around anymore. This is true. He did a bunch of great movies. Yeah, Call North Side. And didn't he do Winchester 73 as well? I saw the number 77 and James Stewart. And it's like he did a cowboy movie, I think, called Winchester 73, if I'm not mistaken. I might have got the number wrong.
I'm going to dress up my bagel.
Okay, dress up your bagel. So this is Memorial Day weekend, and I've been posting a lot of great movies that sort of celebrate, military people and the camaraderie of brotherhood of war. So if you want to watch some of those, that's great. But more than that, there's some really great charities I mention at the end of each video. So if you're looking to support veterans, there's some really great ways to do that. Just as a reminder, lots of ways to both enjoy this 3-day weekend and use that time to reflect on the people who gave us these freedoms, right? I'm going to prep a video on Band of Brothers too, because all the things I'm doing for these military movies are movies, but Band of Brothers is better than all of them, and that's my personal preference and my personal favorite, and it's definitely something that people need to see. So if you've never seen Band of Brothers, I think it's a 9 or 10 part mini series on HBO. It's mind-blowingly good. It's just so beautiful and captures so much of the sacrifice and so much of the impact that one little company of soldiers can have. So it's about the 101st Airborne, but specifically it's about Bravo Company. Easy Company, and Easy's legacy in World War II. 101st Airborne, of course, is an elite Army squad that is in several movies. If you watch war movies like I have been of late, you'll see them in Hamburger Hill. You'll see it in Saving Private Ryan. Matt Damon's character is 101st Airborne. So it's an often referenced crew because of their impact, so significant. But Band of Brothers is the true story of what they went through, and specifically in World War II. Let's see here. Simon R. likes Band of Brothers too. There you go. Ignacio says, I remember the last movie I watched with my dad. It was Where Eagles Dare. Wow. That's a great one. That's a great movie. Let's see. Ariel says, FF for you. James Stewart was the first American movie star to enlist. Oh, fun fact. That's a cool fun fact. Oh, yeah. I did not know that. James Stewart was the first American movie star to stop acting and go enlist and be a soldier in World War II. That's a fantastic fact, Ariel. Thank you. He did a military aviation movie called Strategic Air Command. I don't know that I've seen that one. You're not going to use the plate. You're going to use a coaster. There you go. That's one way to do it.
Because the plate already has one.
But then use the plate.
It'll fall off.
Yeah, those old like 40s, 50s, 60s war movies. Guys like John Wayne made a ton of them, and some were forgettable maybe, and some were Sands of Iwo Jima or what was the Jeep Carrier one he did? my dad is probably like, oh, I know this one, with Maureen O'Hara, where he plays the real guy who invented Jeep carriers that made the battle in the war in the South Pacific so much more effective. But anyways, he did a lot of really great war movies in that time that I'm not surprised James Stewart had a handful as well. In the comics, Garth Ennis's World War II stories are first rate, some of his best work. In the 80s, Marvel published The Nam. Yes, that one I have read. A wonderful series about Vietnam War. And in film, The Best Years of Our Lives. Don't think I won't mention that one, Gore, because it will definitely make my World War II picks for sure. That movie is iconic. What is up, Rod? Good to see you, my man. I hope you're having a good Saturday, getting the weekend started right. Big Will says, funnily enough, John Wayne was never in the military. I'm not surprised by that just because of his age, right? Wasn't he a little older than some of those guys? It might not have timed very well. I don't know. With World War II and Vietnam, he might have fallen kind of right in the middle and not necessarily been it might not necessarily have been an option for him as easily as some others, perhaps. But definitely he plays a good soldier and he plays a good cowboy, right? That's the truth of it. He was an actor. He could perform it, right? Born in 1907. So that would have made him, what, 35, 34, around the time when people were really enlisting for World War II. I mean, he certainly could have gone, but he would have been a little older than probably most of the guys going over. A lot of guys were lying to be 18 just to get over there. And certainly everybody in their 20s was going. So he might have been considered a little too old. I don't know. Interesting. Isn't his name Marion? Isn't it Marion Davies or something like that? Marion. I thought his name was Marion. He changed it to John Wayne because it's cooler.
Is it like Marion Wayne or?
No, his last name was not Wayne either. I don't know how he came up with John Wayne. I would be curious to know how that name was the one he picked. Yes. Well, I mean, he would have been 120 something, about 120. He would have been pretty old. Cary Grant also, by the way, changed his name. His name was Archie Leach. Archie Leach. It's the character from Fish Called Wanda. He chose the name. Cary Grant didn't engage in combat during World War II either, but he donated his salaries from the Philadelphia Story and Arsenic Old Lace to the British War Relief Effort and the U.S. War Relief Effort. Look at you, Aria, with all these great fun facts about actors in World War II. That's cool. I feel like we're getting knowledge. Are you gaining any knowledge? We'll see how deeply it sinks in. So Charlie hasn't really. I don't know how much you haven't seen any real war movies, so I don't know that you have. I mean, you've seen Captain America: The First Avenger, where he's fighting the Nazis, he's running around. But those movies are a little scary. That stuff can be a little intense. So she doesn't really have that much knowledge on that. Knowledge and bagels. That's what we're all about here. James Arness, or Matt Dillon, was in the military and was wounded, causing a limp that you see in Gunsmoke. I did not know that. Look at all the knowledge we're getting here. Everybody's hooking us up. Oh, now we're going to the plate. We're rotating to the plate. All right, let's look at some books that I read. We got some comics here. Obviously, this is a phenomenal book. If you haven't tried Nightwing, I just give that first hardcover or I don't have a book anymore. Give that first Nightwing issue a try. It's definitely worth your time. I think the beauty of the Tom Taylor series is just fantastic, and you will absolutely enjoy it. He really knows how to spin a yarn, and you should take the time and check it out. I tried the new Fables. I don't know if Unruly Simeon's in the chat. I know he is a big Fables fan like me. And we thought it was done at 150, but here's 151. So apparently it's back after all those years. And this was a reasonably good start. I didn't dislike it or anything, but I'll probably wait and just read it as a trade. as I've always kind of read Fables that way up. I mean, I got to it pretty late, so I was starting, and it already had several volumes that had been published. So I'll probably just wait and read the rest of it that way.
Am I old enough for it yet?
For Fables, not so much. Yeah, Ignacio, Fables is back. They just last week, not this week, but a week ago, or 9 days ago, published the first issue of this new story arc, and it's done through the DC Black Label. So
that on the front?
They called her the Green Hood or something like that. They gave her now I can't remember what they called her. She's a new character. Let's see here. Jimmy Stewart entered the Army as a private, and at the end of the World War II, he was a colonel in the Army Air Corps, fully decorated as the result of 20 combat missions flown over Germany. That's crazy. As a leader of a squadron of B-24s, among the medals he was awarded were 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses and the Croix de Guerre, which is the Cross of War, the War Cross, I guess. That's crazy. Aggressively says, Nightwing's so good for real. Stay strong story, doing what you think the character should be doing with super funny gimmicky art in every single issue. They gave Grayson a Dark Knight Returns moonshot. I did see that. And they did that really phenomenal all one long shot issue as well. They've been really pushing some really great art. It's Bruno Redondo. I can't remember how to say it. Redondo. Yeah, I got it right. It's Bruno Redondo. There you go. So really, really great. I agree, Ignacio. The Batman Fables book was so meh. I really did not care for it, and I just did not read the rest of it. So I had to give this one a shot because it's both of them are back. Willingham and Buckingham are back. So it's very much in keeping with the style and look of the series before this. She calls herself. She says, I'm an archer. I'm Jack in the Green, is what she says. But he says, I'm Jack in the Green. She says, I'm the new one. And that I'm an archer and a woman. A new day requires a new Jack. So I don't know that I know the backstory. I think that's kind of going to be what it's all about, is kind of giving us who this new female character is and how she connects to the Fables we already know. Clearly, it seems like a Big B Wolf family connection that I can't quite understand yet. So I'm curious about it. Let's see here. Keep wanting to read that, but forgetting. No worries. It happens. Let's see. You played Telltale the Wolf Among Us, the game. Oh, you know what? No, Grandmaster. I never played that video game. And they had one. They had a Lost video game, and I want to say 100 Bullets or something video game. And I've never played any of them. Lost was kind of uphill after issue 100 for me. I mean, I get it. Charlie, how's the bagel? Pop-up's asking. Almost all gone. She's down to the last 2-3 bites there. Was that really connected? That was awesome. Yeah, it was definitely part of that game. The game was part of the comic book series for sure. I got the new issue of X-Men Red with Storm on the cover. I'm not loving this, and that's disappointing to me because it's like a Storm-centric story, but this issue put her on the side and focused more on this other guy, and I was not happy, so I'm hoping that this was just sort of we had to tell this story real quick because it was not compelling. It was not interesting, and it was boring. I read the new issue of Devil's Reign. This is the finale. This is sort of the wrapping it all up storyline. You get to see Luke Cage become the mayor of New York City. You get to have the funeral for Matt Murdock, but it's not really Matt who died. It's his twin brother, and Matt has to now pretend just to be Daredevil all the time because he can't be Matt anymore. He's got to pretend that his alter ego is dead. So powerful, twisty-turny, and lots of good cameos. You know, Reed Richards shows up. There's some good cameos in there. The others that I've got here, I haven't read yet. My LCS gave me one of the free comic book day books for the upcoming event, Judgment Day, which is X-Men and Avengers and Eternals all battling.
And Terminator.
No. This is nothing to do with Terminator. But yeah, I knew Terminator 2 was called Judgment Day. Yeah. I hear there's some fun, sneaky things going on here. Maybe some characters being first appeared in this, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Rod, I was just talking about the new Daredevil. Did you get it? Devil's Reign Omega, the issue that kind of wraps up the Devil's Reign saga. I don't know that it was a necessary read, but I did. I checked it out. I read it. It was good.
What is that?
This is Legion of X from Simon Spurrier, and that's Destiny. And this shows her in 3 different sort of eras or 3 different times and gives you a sense of the character and the places, right? So it's one of those like Trinity covers that they're doing lately. Oh, I have not read that yet, but I loved the work that Simon Spurrier did on Way of X, so I'm very excited for this miniseries as well.
What do you think about the Sabretooth
miniseries? It was okay. I didn't love it, so it wasn't for me. I know some people really loved it, and I just was like, I don't know that I loved it. I didn't know that I needed it. Marvel really did let the Kingpin be mayor of New York for years. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was cool. And now he's in hiding. And it sounds like they're hinting that Dr. Doom is hiding him. That Dr. Doom has taken the Kingpin into Latveria and they're hiding him. So could be leading into something big. Here is New Burn from Chip Zdarsky as well, Rod. Issue 7 of his series over there at Image. And I've been enjoying that. Good kind of crime noir comic book. So if you like that kind of thing, could be right up your alley. And then, of course, Philadelphia. And you got some werewolves in this issue. So this is my newest issue that I have not read yet from that storyline. And there you go, issue 22. So those are all my books. I got them all. I've never been a Ghost Rider fan, Big Will. I mean, I hear good things, and I know I've read most of my Ghost Rider is when he shows up in Spider-Man or when he shows up in X-Men or whatever. But I am hearing good things about it. I just, the character never really does much. I do think Benjamin Percy is an underrated writer, and I do think he's got some talent for sure. So I'm not surprised that he made something good. Charlie's back. Oh, time to snuggle up again. Sleepy time. Relaxing kiddo time. So this is going to be our day. 3 days. I don't have any other shows over the next 3 days. This is it. Off on Sunday for Dungeons and Dragons because the weekend everybody's doing stuff. So we're not doing D&D. Nothing going on Monday, so it's a nice, relaxing, aggressively relaxing 3-day weekend that we're going to be having around here. Maybe shoot some videos, maybe post some videos, but for the most part, it's going to be watching Obi Wan and watching Stranger Things, and maybe an old movie. Apparently, if we have the time for it. But we're also just trying to get stuff done around here. A buddy of mine is visiting. JR from Rogue, what's he go by? I can't remember. He's one of the Team Nerd Herd guys, is visiting my area. And so Mike tried to hook up with him and see if he's getting dinner tonight. Maybe I can shoehorn my way into dinner with those guys tonight, but we'll see if that works out okay. We have, Tony Lewis jumped in the chat. Hello to you, sir. We are Legion. Expect us, says Grandmaster. Okay.
What about, don't we have something to do? Like, do we have a birthday party or something?
This weekend? No. Your cousin has a birthday party next weekend, but not this weekend. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, okay. No, not this weekend. Nothing going on for that this weekend. Big Will is on the Big Lion Cat channel tonight doing an auction at 5 o'clock Pacific, my time, 8 o'clock Eastern. There you go. Are there a few auctions going on, Big Will? Because I have been away from the auction scene because I've been buying from the community more than buying like buy it now from the community more than I've been doing any of the auctions and stuff. Okay, you gotta get your finger off there. You're gonna close the window or shut down our show. And we want to say, hey, thank you to Simon R. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you have a nice 3-day weekend. Stellar start to a long weekend. Let's pick some stuff here, Charlie. What do you want to see?
Laugh.
Oh yeah, the dolphin. Okay.
Ready?
That is a messy garage. Maybe that's what I need to work on. The messy garage. How about this one? We haven't seen this one in a while.
I really don't like when you're doing that.
But I'm the bad guy. I'm supposed to destroy everything.
But I don't do that. I just save people. And I make stuff for them.
I don't think that sounds very evil.
Charlie was trying to convince Darth Vader to be good. Trying to convince Darth Vader that you should help people and make stuff for them.
Mm-hmm. And there was another one where like, I have the pink power.
Oh yeah, you were talking about your power as like a good guy versus Darth Vader's power.
Yeah, and then I was like, if you had my power, if you had the pink power, you could destroy Luke. And so then I started helping him.
That's how that works.
It escalated.
Let's see. Did I miss someone? Sorry, we got Bueller in the chat. What's up, Bueller? How is Chattanooga, Tennessee? Because that's where he just recently made camp. He rolled out of the heat of MegaCon, Florida, and landed in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I hope things are going well over there. Lady Fantastic is here. She says, Darth Vader character reformation project by Charlie. She loved that. Was like one of her favorite things when she was that age to do at bedtime is I had to bring Lego Darth Vader in and just talk to her. And she just wanted to talk to Lego Darth Vader. She didn't like talking to any of the other Legos and none of the other Star Wars or whatever characters. It was just Darth Vader.
Because he was the bad guy.
And
you were cool.
And you were trying to make him a good guy.
Yes. It was hard work.
Right. Darth Vader helps people find the alternate side to their personality, says Kachun.
That's true.
You do need to. I don't think it's just a sometimes, Miss Lady Fantastic. I agree. We do need to talk to the troubled ones, right? Clearly, Vader needed help.
Now he has the pink power.
Now he has the. You gave him the pink power. Let's see. Tony Lewis says, as well as Cary Grant. By the way, Cary Grant was born in the town where Tony Lewis grew up and where Tony Lewis lives. But also, he says David Prowse, who is the actor who wore the Vader suit in the original Star Wars movies. He also came from Bristol, England. Kaboom. Did you do Kaboom as well? Did we double Kaboom? Kaboom. I did not know that about David Prowse.
Bada-boom.
Vader dropped his ice cream cone on the curb as a kid or something. Grumpy fella.
I bet it was a pink ice cream.
A pink, what's pink flavored ice cream?
I don't know. Bubblegum?
Is that, yeah, bubblegum, cotton candy.
Cotton candy is blue.
Ew, does not sound good. Bueller says, I'm out of Tennessee. I don't know where I'm going now. Heading west to Denver. That's a long drive from Tennessee to Colorado. That's a drive. That's a good drive. Hopefully some stops along the way, not just one long shot. I need to know more about this pink power asking for a friend. What can you tell us about the pink power?
It's like, it's like you kind of make like a ball of it and you throw it at them.
So you create a ball of energy that's pink and then you launch it.
Yeah, and it can destroy anything in its path. I think it also like creates stuff. Like
Wow.
if you want to make something, you just go.
So you can create something out of the energy.
Yeah.
Like a statue or a sword or something. Yeah. But you can also launch it. Yeah. Curious.
Because instead of like making something like, you just like.
Interesting. Like a soccer ball? Sure. You can make you would definitely make a soccer ball out of it.
A soccer ball that always goes in the goal when you shoot it.
Bueller has to drive 1,500 miles.
Can I come?
Yikes. Well, he's in Tennessee heading to Colorado. We are not in the between of that stretch at any point.
No, because we're on the outside.
We're on the West Coast. He's heading, he's in the middle. He's in the landlocked section, the flat landing section for the most part, heading towards those Colorado mountains.
No.
Ooh, Psylocke has that psionic energy where she creates a little blade, like a little pink blade on the end of her hand that she can use. The pink lantern corn is a real thing, Ignacio. Yeah, they are there. And so you have Star. That's one of the books I'm looking for. I'm hunting for that Star Sapphire first appearance, where she's flying on the cover of, I think it's, I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's issue 17. I might be wrong. Maybe it's something like that. It's right in there. The first 20 issues of Green Lantern is this first appearance of Star Sapphire, which I think is an underrated book and a great character. So I definitely need to grab that at some point. It's on my watch list. Bueller's in your neck of the woods, ladies and fantastic. You better flag him down. You'll see that bus rolling through. The Bueller bus is rolling through. But we're gonna get to our day. We got some cleaning up to do around here. We got some work. You got school work to get done. It's true. We can't just sit here and talk about comic books and the pink power of Star Wars.
We'll have to find that video.
I'll have to look for it, for sure.
That's your job.
That's not my job. No, that's low on my job list. The pink power of love. I think that's true, actually. That in the comics, that's what the power represents, right? That's the emotion, right, that it represents in the Green Lantern universe. I know it's not technically summer break for me, though, Lady Fantastic Caroline. I still got time before summer break. I'm still in school until the end of June. Old school schedule. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and hanging out with us. We will be around in chats and doing thises and that's and posting videos on Instagram and things. Hope to see you guys all again here soon for next time. Sorry that Kate didn't join us, but sleepy teenagers, what are you going to do? Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend.